Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Gracie. If you guys didn't know, if you're new here, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. This is like my first sit down video that I'm going to be filming and uploading off of this new camera, the Canon G7X, so let me know if you like it. Today's video is going to be an advice video or a video about high school, so like what I wish I would have known before graduating high school, or if you guys are still in high school, then you should find this video beneficial. So we're gonna spill the tea a bit. I'm so thirsty. One moment. I'm so thirsty. The questions are coming from my Instagram. It's kind of like a Q&A thing about high school. I asked my Instagram followers on my story to submit some questions, and I'm just gonna pick a few of them. So the first question is, let's see. First question is, what's the hardest thing about high school? So this answer is gonna differ between person to person because we all have our different struggles during high school. But the biggest struggle for me wasn't like my academics or my grades or anything, because I would describe myself as a pretty mediocre student. I don't really, it's not that I don't care about my grades or anything, I just don't care as much as some people, I would say. I like am fine getting a B. I'm not gonna like stay up past when I'm tired just to do schoolwork. Like I'm not the type of person, which is probably gonna change in college because I'm wanting to buckle down. The hardest thing for me was just like social life, I would say. Like I had a boyfriend all throughout high school, different boyfriends, but I always generally had one. Like I never really spent any time, like any long periods of time single, which is something that I would probably change just because it affected my mood and emotions like so incredibly much, especially like senior year. Just dating and social life and breaking up and going through the whole dating scene in high school is definitely difficult and hard. It's hard to stay on task. It's hard to stay there emotionally. Just be careful and guard your heart and make sure you're not getting too serious when you're so young. If you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, just guard your heart. Guard your heart, guard your heart. Okay, the next question is, what's your favorite thing about high school? I'd say my favorite year of high school was probably my sophomore year because I was able to drive half of the year. So I got my license in December and I've been able to drive ever since sophomore year. And so once you start driving, you really just experience a whole nother level of freedom that you haven't experienced before, because you can get to places by yourself, you can hang out with people by yourself, you don't need your parents to pick you up. Driving just really changes the game in high school. Just if you're a freshman or in middle school, just wait, it is the best, the best. I would say all the friends that I've met, I've gone through so many different friend groups, it's literally insane. I have my church friends, I have my theater friends because I was in theater, which I'll get to. I have my friends that I meet in class. I don't know, it's just like there's so many different like groups. All the people that you meet and all the friends you get to have is amazing. I don't know, that's one of the best things about high school is I'm hoping to have these friends forever. Pick your friends wisely, I would say. Make sure that your friends aren't stopping you from having a good time. The next question is, would you recommend AP or dual enrollment? So my school offers AP classes, advanced placement classes, and dual enrollment, which is where you can be a student in high school, usually your junior or senior year. You can do this and you can dual enroll at a local college in your town. And I didn't do it my junior year. I did AP every year up until my senior year, and then I did dual enrollment completely. So I didn't have any high school classes. I only took high school classes. I recommend dual enrollment, but for me, dual enrollment was very difficult because I was actually president of the Thespian Society at my school, which is, or I was co-president, which is like the theater program at my school. As president, you have to be present for a lot of different activities, and you have to conduct weekly meetings and just be there for so much, and it's hard when you're not on campus. I was running from Columbus to my high school, which is about a 30-minute drive. That's where it gets hard, is when you're juggling high school and college. But when you're just a college student and you're not really part of any like extracurriculars, I would say it's great. I also think it's great that you're not having to pay for it. The government completely pays for your college. And I have 29 hours already completed of college, which is amazing because it was free. The government paid for my school and my books and everything. And so now I have I'm 1 credit hour short of being a sophomore in college entering my freshman year, if that makes sense. Yeah, I've gotten like basically a whole year of college done for free, which is definitely the upside of dual enrollment. Next question is, should I join a lot of clubs? I would say that's your preference. I personally didn't. I was part of drama club. I was in leadership in the drama club, and that's pretty much all that I did. There's a lot more components to it than just like weekly meetings. There's shows you can be in, there's theater classes you can take part in, there's so many things you can be on the crew. Like, there's so many different aspects of theater that you can join. And so for me, just having that one was enough for me, and I still felt very, very, very involved. But I would say it's a good thing to have on your college resumes and stuff like that, like to have those clubs under your belt and like have positions of leadership under your belt is very important. So the more clubs the better, and you get more cords for it, which is nice. I was a part of student government as well, which is a club. I was I was secretary of student government, and I really enjoyed that. You get to have a part in making decisions for the school and like the student body. You're the voice of the student body, and so I really enjoyed that. If you want more cords, if you want more bling on graduation day, then join some clubs. Next is, what clubs were you in? I just said that. I was in student government and the drama club / thespian society / theater program. I was part of all that. The next question is, how do you handle all the stress of work, friends, and schoolwork? I kind of touched on this already. From the time that I turned 16, I've had a job. I started working at Blimpie, which is a sandwich store, sandwich restaurant place, right when I turned 16 and could drive. And like I said, I'm a mediocre student, so like schoolwork wasn't ever really a problem for me. I always got it done. I just didn't really care too much about all that. I didn't really stress about it. I was in AP classes all of school, so it's not like I didn't try. So schoolwork wasn't ever really a problem for me. Friends wasn't ever really a problem for me, because basically during high school, all my friends were either at my church, which I was heavily involved in, or in my theater group, or like my boyfriend or something. So like I never really had troubles with that, because my friends were just always where I was. Like, what I was doing, my friends were also doing. Work sometimes got in the way, because especially when I first started working, I would work from like 4 p.m. till like 10:30, 11. That's hard when you're a student, when you go to school from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and then have to work at 4, and then you work from 4 till 11. Like, that's long days, that's long hours of like not being able to be at home. I would say to either work somewhere that gives you less hours, especially while you're a student. Find something that you enjoy doing, because it's important emotionally for you to be happy during school, especially during high school when there's so much going on. You need to be happy. And then you want to leave time for your schoolwork. Obviously, I know I'm like saying I was a mediocre student, but I still like did my homework and stuff. So like, you have to find time. Sorry, the lighting's like going back and forth. You have to find time to like be able to do your schoolwork. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's like the hardest thing, is the balance of it all. Just being able to balance hanging out with your friends, going to work for 6 or 7 hours at a time, and then also doing your schoolwork. I mean, that was difficult, but you get through it. Like, the days pass, the months pass, the years pass, and then before you know it, you're graduated. But yeah, my biggest advice is have fun in high school. Don't worry about the little things that happen. Just go through high school, stay on top of your academics, choose your friends wisely, choose your boyfriend wisely, keep God at the center, keep God first in every single thing that you do. Love everyone you come into contact with. That's another big thing of mine. That's another huge thing of mine, actually, is to love people. This year I read Bob Goff's books, which I would 100% recommend, but he speaks highly about loving others as Jesus loved you, or loves you now, and that's what I have to keep in my brain during every single exchange that I have. I wish I had known, that's the biggest thing I wish I had known in high school. Just loving others is so important. And it doesn't have to be like saying I love you to every single person. It's just like showing them kindness, showing them the type of kindness that Jesus has showed you. I don't know if this advice was beneficial for you, but it was fun to talk about, and I hope it helps someone. I hope some of this advice can help you in some sort of way. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it. I usually post vlogs, don't really post sit-down videos, but I wanted to post one. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed it, and look out for my next video. Bye, guys.